Hello everyone, and thank you for joining me for the last installment of this Google Slides creating drag and drop activities. So this is part 4, the student template. So in the first part, we talked about organization and how we were actually going to create this. Part 2, we started talking, we didn't start talking, we talked about making these movable drag and drop pieces. Part 3, we talked about making these templates. So this would be my sorting canvas, and then I have content that I want the kids to read to help them decide where they're going to drag and drop their piece. So we worked on the teacher template. So today we're working on the student template, and the teacher template and the student template are very similar. This teacher template is absolutely, utterly, totally editable. So I can come in and I can manipulate things and I can delete things and I can move things around. When I share that with kiddos, I want to make sure that they can only move things that I want them to move. I don't want them to be able to just come in and sit there and delete a box. I want them to be able to move these pieces and this be very secure. So what we're going to work on right now in this video, we're going to work on flattening and securing so that we have just a picture background that can't be deleted. And we're going to talk about hyperlinking our pieces to our content. So let's get started. So step 1, so this is the teacher template. I want to always have this. When I used to do this, I used to get rid of the teacher template. And then if I had to make edits, I had to recreate it all over again. So you always want to have a piece that is fully editable that you can come back and change things. Because once we flatten it, you'd have to retype everything. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to do File, make a copy of the entire presentation. I'm going to call it the student template. I'm going to change the name right here. I'm taking out that copy of, and it's being created in my checks and balances digital activity folder. That's where I want it, so that's perfect. So now I'm actually going to I'm going to close my teacher one because sometimes I get confused having the student and the teacher and the student and the teacher. So the student is the one that I'm going to flatten and secure. So I want to make it that the kids cannot click on these pieces and icons. They can only click on the movable pieces. And then on these slides, it's just they can't click at all. It's just going to be the stuff they read. So what we need to do is we need to download each slide as a picture and then put that picture as the background on each slide. So first thing, let's download the slides. I'm going to click on my first slide. I know I'm there because I can see it right here. And I'm going to do File, Download. I prefer PNG, so I'm going to do PNG. And then I'm going to do that for the next two. I'm going to click on number 3 and do File, Download, PNG. So now those just downloaded to my computer. So I could use them from there, or I might want to bring them in here. That's what I'm going to do right now. I want to bring them inside my folder so I have copies of them. So I'm going to do New, File, Upload. I'm going to go to my downloads. They're right here. I've done this video a couple times. That's why you're seeing all of them. And I'm going to click Open. And so it's going to put my pictures in there now. So I have them in my drive so that I won't lose them. So now I'm going to come back here. Again, even though I closed the other one, make sure it says Student Template. Now I'm going to set the background. So there's many different ways that people do this. This is the way that I do it. I'm going to leave all this stuff right here and put it in the background. Then once it matches, I delete all the other stuff. So I'm going to do Slide, Change Background. I'm going to choose my image. I'm going to go to Google Drive, and that recent button becomes your best friend, because if you're doing all these tasks quickly, you know I just did it, so there it is. So here it is. I want this front screen. And I click Done. And if you do it right, it just looks a little bit darker. And if you do it wrong, it looks totally different and you uploaded the wrong picture. So right here, I can see, I have 2 of them, and that one can't be moved. So I've done it right. So what I want to actually do is delete all the movable stuff. So I'm just going to come down here and I'm going to highlight everything. I actually did not want that highlighted, so I'm going to move it away. That's good for you to see. I want to highlight the whole canvas. You see how the blue comes up because I can grab stuff, and I'm going to delete. And now when I go like this, I can't move the background. So I'm going to do the same thing here. Slide, change background, choose image. It was the red border. Done. Just looks a little darker. If I highlight, I can see my blue boxes. Delete. Now I have a non-editable version. Next one, slide, change background, choose image. Click on that. Done. It looks darker. I highlight and I click delete. And there we go. Now I have secured the background so that they can't manipulate it, but they can still get to their pieces, which is awesome. Now, in this specific activity, I could be done. That could be it. This specific activity, I wanted to make, this wasn't like an assessment activity where they read about checks and balances someplace else, and now they're completing this activity. They're going to read about checks and balances as they're doing this. So what I want them to do is I want when they click on here, the power to veto laws, it's going to bring them to this reading right here. So the way we need to do that is we're going to click on the piece, and we're going to either go to insert, and it's down here, so I'm going to move my head, insert link, or I'm going to put it back. There we go. I could click on it and go right here. This is where this is a little bit easier for me on my toolbar. I'm going to do insert link, and then I want it to go to slide 2. So I'm going to see, so I check over here, I want slide 2. Right here, you're going to see slides in this presentation. I'm going to click there. I'm going to go to slide 2 and apply. I'm going to do the same thing on this one. I want it to do, click on it, insert link, slides in this presentation, slide 3, apply. So now when students get this, they're going to click slide 2, and it brings them to their slide 2 information. Pretty cool, huh? If I come back to, if I click on back on slide 1, and I click on the movable piece and click on slide 3, it brings them to slide 3. Pretty cool. So now, here's the only, it's not tricky, but the kids would have to keep knowing that they need to go back to slide 1. And I'm trying to streamline the process and make this as easy as possible. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to slide 2. And right where I wrote, click here to go back to the home page. Video 3, you saw me put a box around it. I actually deleted it because I'm going to put the box now. So I'm going to go to shape, click on it, and click shapes, and I'm going to grab a square, and I'm going to make a square over this whole thing. So basically, wherever they click on this box, they're going to go back to slide 1. So it's gray. I don't want that. I'm going to come back up to my toolbar and click on the fill in color, transparent, and I'm going to click on the border color, transparent. You could leave it with a border color if you wanted to, but you definitely want the inside transparent. And then I'm going to go to the link, insert link, and tell it I want to go to slide 1 and apply. So now they can click on slide 1, goes to slide 1, and slide 2 goes to slide 2. How cool is that? So now I'm going to go back here and click on slide 1. I'm going to copy it. I'm doing a Command C on my computer. And I'm going to go to slide 3. We want home is always the same, slide 1. Slide 1 is always home on this particular activity. So I'm going to paste it. It's going to pop right over. And if I had 20, 30 slides, I would just go through and do paste, 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 because I always want them to go to slide 1. So now I can go to slide 1, slide 3, slide 1, and you get the deal. When it comes to these hyperlinks, though, do not add them until you absolutely perfectly know that that's the order you want the slides in. Because if you decide to move around the slides, the numbers of the slides stay linked, but now that slide might be a different slide. So if I had 20 slides and said, oh, I forgot to add these 3, and now I put them in and I have 23 slides, 17 was one thing and now 17 is another thing. So don't do this until absolutely last. And here we go. This is how you would make this sort of activity. So you could share this out through Google Classroom. Before you share out anything, just one last thing I want to show you. You're going to click on your share button and you're going to come down here to your get link and you're going to click. Mine says engaging them all. This is my business account. Anyone this group can find and view. Well, I want change, and I'm going to go here and I'm going to say anyone with this link. I don't want them to view it because viewing it's not going to allow them to drag and drop. I want them to be an editor. So anyone with this link can edit. So now I've set my permissions that however I send this out to children, they will be able to edit it. So then from here, I might open up my Google Classroom, create an assignment, upload this, and make a copy for each student. So each student will get their own copy, and it's set that they can edit it. That's beautiful. You might do the force copy hack, where you come up here to the address, and instead of the word edit, you type in the word copy. You take that link and give it to a student, and when they click on it, it forces a new copy to be made in their drive. That's fine. You can. There's many different ways you can send this out. The big thing you have to do is make sure that it is shared properly from the very beginning. It's already shared that anybody with the link can view it, can edit it. That's a big thing, not just view and edit. So there we go. We've come to an end. This would be how you create a drag and drop activity, and then we added in a little sparkle by adding in the content and the linking piece. I hope this was helpful. Feel free to let me know of any other videos you'd like me to make. Bye!